This is Eddie. This is my video blog. This is week 3, day 1. Each morning I inject myself with 0.05 milliliters of HCG, and I lost 19 pounds in the past 2 weeks. Every morning I take a multiple vitamin. I drink at least a gallon of water a day. That sounds like a lot, but it's really, in an 8-hour day, it's only 2 cups an hour. And I try to go to the gym at least once a day to do a very light workout. The HCG and the lack of, not the HCG, but the lack of food intake, because you're supposed to consume under 500 calories or 500 calories or less a day, can make you weak. I've been sleeping very well at night. I do take or drink a cup of herbal tea, sleepy time chamomile type tea every evening, and I've been sleeping great. So let's get started. Thanks for watching. It's the morning of day 1, week 3. I've already sterilized the injection site, and I'm going to inject myself with 0.05 milliliters of HCG. Yesterday morning, when I weighed myself, I weighed 229 pounds. I had lost 19 pounds in 2 weeks. So here we go on week 3, day 1. So for dinner, I'm going to make Italian baked chicken, and I'm going to put the chicken on some fire roasted tomatoes. I'm going to add some sauteed onions and to the canned tomatoes, and then some fresh sage to give it a kind of an earthy flavor, some oregano, Italian seasoning, and some red pepper flakes to make it hot. I'm going to also make a bed of cauliflower rice. Comes in a package, you just microwave it to serve all of that upon, and a side of some already seasoned greens. Oops, you saw my cue card. It's week 3, day 2, and I slept really well last night again. I've been taking a sleepy time chamomile type tea before bed, and I've already loaded my needle with 0.05 milliliters of HCG, and I'm going to do the morning injection. So tonight for dinner, I'm making baked cod with lemon. I'm going to put salt and smoked pepper on top of it. And I'm going to make some asparagus with lemon zest on top. I'm going to make some broiled tomato slices and put the fish on top of that. And on top of the broiled tomatoes, I'm putting Chinese 5-spice with a splash of Worcestershire and a little bit of artificial sugar. And in the sauce, I'm going to put a dollop of low-fat, 0% fat yogurt, some dill weed, onion powder, garlic powder, and you guessed it, some rice vinegar. Should be good. It's day 3, week 3, and I'm getting ready for the morning injection. I'm going to load my syringe with 0.05 milliliters of HCG. I slept really well last night. Once again, taking a cup of herbal tea before bedtime. Getting less and less fat to inject into. Dispose of the needle. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to make a salad, a real simple salad with collard greens, chopped up collard greens, chopped up kale, chopped up turnip greens. I'm going to brown some chicken and toss it all in there. And for a dressing, I'm going to use rice vinegar and onion powder and some artificial sugar and some celery seed. My friend George was called out of town, and so I'm cooking for one. Normally, as you've seen in the past videos, I cook 2 meals, but tonight there's just one. Week 3, day 4. I've already loaded my needle with HCG. I'm going to sterilize the injection site. Make the injection and safely dispose of the needle. For dinner tonight, day 4, week 3, I'm going to cook a nice piece of tilapia and hopefully get this right. Tilapia, I'm going to put it on a bed of cauliflower rice. I'm also going to add chopped onion and chopped garlic, chopped cilantro, some chopped fresh sage, and a chopped jalapeno pepper. I'm going to put in the rice some of the caldo de res, caldo de pollo, which is the powdered chicken soup, some smoky pepper that I have, some onion powder, and some garlic powder. Should be good. Week 3, day 5. I've already loaded my needle with 0.05 milliliters of HCG, and I'm going to make the injection. I slept really well last night. Dinner on day 5, week 3. I think that I've hit a stall, what is called a stall. I don't feel like I've been losing any weight for the past 3 days. So I reduced my intake of water, which I think this is what you're supposed to do. I read it online, but at any rate, and I didn't have time to make an appointment with a dietitian. At any rate, I'm gonna reduce my intake of water and caloric intake as well. I think I've been going over 500 calories with the meals I prepared, and yet I saw dramatic weight loss, but I feel like I've hit a stall. So today I had an orange and an apple and a cup of coffee. That's all I had all day. Still feel great, not terribly hungry. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to cook a bowl of cabbage. It's not green cabbage, but I've never had boiled red cabbage, so I bet it's just as good as the green. I'm going to boil it and have a bowl of it for dinner. See you guys tomorrow. Day 7, week 3. I've already loaded my needle. I'm going to sterilize the injection site and make the injection. It's also weigh-in day. I'm curious to see how much weight I've lost this week. I also wanted to point out that the past 2 days, as I said, I think yesterday or the day before, that I felt like I was in a stall. I didn't feel like I was losing weight. I was doing that simply by feel. I haven't weighed myself except on the 7th day of each week. And to correct that, I reduced my water intake. I guess you might be retaining more water. And if you're drinking too much. And I reduced my caloric intake because, as I said, I was probably eating more than 500 calories a day because my evening meals were fairly large, as you saw. I wanted to note that, yea, though I did only eat an apple and an orange throughout the day for the past 2 days, I was not hungry. I had plenty of energy. I didn't have a kind of spacey or shaky feeling. I went to the gym the day before yesterday, and I worked in the yard yesterday and all day, and felt great. I also want to note that I haven't this past week been thinking about food, romancing food, how food tastes, how I miss it, which I did the first 2 weeks. this has been great. I'm looking forward to the next week, and we'll get on to the weigh-in. I also slept really well. I've slept really well each week, and I'm taking something I normally don't do. I'm drinking a cup of herbal chamomile type sleepy time tea at night. All right, let's see how much I weigh. Day 7, week 3, weigh-in. Last week, at the end of the second week, I weighed 229 and some change, and let's see what I've got today. $221 and some change. That's like 8 pounds. Fantastic. Dinner is going to be some steaks cut from this wonderful tenderloin that I got for my birthday. And as I mentioned, the tenderloin comes pre-cooked to medium rare, so all I'll really do is warm it up. And I'm also going to make a salad. I have a bunch of leftover vegetables, so I'm going to make a kind of a chopped salad with some leftover broccoli, onions, iceberg lettuce, and some snap peas, and cilantro. And I'm going to make a dressing. I'm going to use rice vinegar and onion powder, surprise, and have some ground coriander, and I'm gonna see what that tastes like in it. I'm also gonna use 0.0% fat, low-fat yogurt to give it some body. Should be wonderful. Cut. The salad dressing tasted a little bland, so I added some stevia and some whole onion and some lemon and a half of a garlic clove. Mix it all up. Should be great.